Oh, it's a little bit, there we go. Welcome back to my channel. So, I haven't made a video in about a week now, and you can tell my hair is different. It's a little bit lighter on top, a little gold on the bottom. We'll be fixing that Thursday, so I have to work tomorrow with weird orangey gold hair. That's okay. Didn't want to overdo it today with my hair. Disclaimer, he had to say hi. My pooch. He's been a little needy today. Alright, so let's kind of just jump on into this. So my video today is about the time I had a peeping Tom. Yeah, you heard that right. A peeping Tom. He's being needy. So anyways, so when I lived in Vegas, I lived in these not so great apartments in this not so great area, but the rent was dirt cheap. We had this cute little apartment. I mean, it was super great apartment. It just wasn't really the apartment complex didn't really take care of the apartments very well. So we took care of it, whatever, whatnot. The super great apartment, huge bay windows in the back, and then my bedroom had a huge sliding glass door. So, we had neighbors, some guys that lived behind us, like, cause we lived in, like, there was an alleyway, and, like, our house was at the back, like, my bedroom was at the back, cause, like, it was, like, a triplex, there were, like, no, a quadplex, so there was, like, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. We lived on the bottom to the left, so it's, like, our whole apartment went down, like, long, so it's, like, our whole apartment was lengthwise, and, I want to say the apartment was maybe like 900 square feet, maybe. It wasn't bad. My bedroom was huge. I had my own bathroom, my own bedroom, and I ended up sharing with my best friend who lived there with us. Well, the weird stuff started happening when we had a friend staying with us for a little bit because her boyfriend lived in Vegas too, and she couldn't really live with him because the roommates weren't all for that, so she lived with us. You know, we had no problem with it. Well, her and I were on the couch one night watching TV. And out of the corner of my eye, I was like, oh my God. I was like, did you see that? And she's like, what? I was like, it looked like someone was moving by the window. And we freaked out because you know, it scared us. And then so I poked around my head around the corner and I thought I saw a guy standing outside my blinds. And I was like, what in the, what the, you know. So, you know, we brushed off. I mean, I felt uneasy. I went to bed that night. She slept on the couch because we only had a 2-bedroom at the time. I went to bed that night, you know, feeling kind of uneasy and just a little weirded out. Well, then, my roommate one night, was like doing something. I don't know what she was doing, and she was talking to our neighbors through her bedroom window, and they were drinking and talking, and, you know, he had mentioned some guy had been lurking around our apartment. Well, she was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, there's been a guy lurking around your apartment, you know, staring in your apartment, taking pictures. We just want to let you girls know. And we were like, what? She told me this story, and we were just like freaking out, because there's 3 of us living there, coming and going, you know. We were like, what? And what the, you know, freaking the F out. So the apartment complex we lived in were getting ready to be sold to a private owner. So we were getting ready to move out of this one come, like, our lease was up in, like, I think September anyways. So we were getting ready to move anyways, but still, because it was midsummer. We were getting a little freaked out by this. So, the kind of summer went on, we really didn't think anything of it. I mean, you know, we had guys stay the night, obviously, because we were dating people. We were coming and going, working, you know. Someone was always home, though, because there wasn't always just, no one was just not home. There was always one person home. And at this time, I came and went a lot, because I always went up to Summerlin, because I lived in Vegas. Summerlin is just, like, right, like 45 minutes a hill, because the guy I was seeing at the time lived in Summerlin. So it was always, like, up with him, or I was out with friends, or at work, or my roommates were out doing stuff, my 2 best friends, you know, and, so one night, I'm home alone, like, completely home alone, and I'm, you know, watching TV, minding my own business, and my neighbor knocks on my door. He's like, hey, I just want to let you know there is a Mexican male, and by the way, just disclaimer real quick, I'm not being racist or being rude or being disrespectful, but this is the description that the male was given. So, a heavyset Mexican male. And my neighbor was Hispanic too, and I'm also of a Hispanic origin. I'll get into that in a different video. Peeping through your back window. He was like, I saw him taking pictures with his phone. He drives a white Hyundai, blah, 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 this and that. I literally almost lost my shit. Like, I was like, all right, thank you. He gave me his license plate number, so I called the cops. The cops come, the cops are like, okay, well, we're gonna cruise the area. We have his license plate number, we have his car number, you know, now. We're gonna kind of keep an eye on him. And, like, it kind of freaked me out because knowing that this person had been, like, stalking my home, been taking pictures through the blinds of God knows what, really, really freaked me out. And, it, like, totally scared me. So I called the cops. The cops, you know, took his information, and, I tell my neighbor thank you, and I called my good friend, and I was like, I need you to come get me, or we need to go somewhere. I don't want to be home alone. I called my roommate crying, and my roommate understood what was going on. So I left. I locked the house up, and I left, and I went and stayed at his house for the night. And no, I was not, this is not the guy I was dating, this is his friend, who I actually was really super good friends with, who I knew before I met the guy. Anyways, so I went and stayed at his house because I was so freaked out. Like, we went and drank, and then I went back and crashed on his couch because I was so freaked out. And I left in the morning, and I texted him. I said, hey, I gotta go home. Gotta take care of my dog, you know. So I went home, and we let the landlord know we had someone creeping our apartment. Well, then we had some electricity issues, so we couldn't be staying at our apartment any longer. Well, that kind of just, you know, so we had to stay with another friend. Well, in this time, that man that had been coming around our apartment came around again, because we had come back to kind of like, we'd been sleeping at our apartment at night sometimes, even without electricity. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. And this was after my dog had passed away, so, you know, I didn't really worry about not staying there all the time. So we'd been staying at our apartment at our friend's house off and on while the electricity issue was getting taken care of. And we were getting ready to move, so it really wasn't a big deal to get the electricity issue fixed before we moved. And, you know, I guess this guy had been taking pictures of us, like, all night long, every night. So, that week, we decided, we were like, we're not staying anymore. You know, we couldn't stay there anymore, we were freaked out, but our friend my best friend would stay there at night because she had to work super early in the morning and she didn't want to leave her stuff. Well, one day she left work, she comes home and our house was robbed. They robbed everything, pretty much. They took all the DVDs, the DVD player, they took laptops, they took makeup, they took clothing, they took purses, they took jewelry, you name it, they took it. So I called the cops, and my bedroom was a little bit of a mess because there was two of us and we were in the process of getting ready to move, like I said. And the cops pretty much just acted like it was nothing. Well, this house looks like it's a mess anyways. We're like, dude, we're in the process of moving. We haven't been staying here. We told them our electricity has got something wrong with it. We've been staying at a friend's house. We're getting ready to move. So we went to the apartment complex again. We're like, hey, we've contacted the police. The police have been contacted about this. They've been contacted about this. And the landlord was like, well, because this is not a building we own anymore, there's not much we can do besides we can go in and drill your door shut. So all of our sliding glass doors were drilled shut. That sounds so crazy, but they were drilled shut. Because we had two sliding glass doors, one in the front of the house, one in the back of the house, and we had them slide shut, and because we had bay windows. And, you know, after that, we moved out of that apartment, and we were so freaked out about living there because who knows how long that man had been peeping into my home, because my mom stayed with me for a month with my nephew and shared a room with me. My best friend had moved down at this time. You know, our friend had lived with us at this time. You know, my best friend and I had lived, I had my ex-boyfriend stay all over all the time because I wanted to spend time with him and because I didn't want to be alone. You know, he knew about the peeping Tom, his friends knew about the peeping Tom, and I mean, we came and went all the time. We were gone all night, every night sometimes. Like, I worked nights and days to kind of just depend on that day of what I was working. Now, the freakiest thing about having a peeping Tom is, for all I know, it could have been someone I knew, like, trying to be a creeper, creepy creep. But the creepiest thing about the peeping Tom was I changed, you know, in my bedroom, but I kept my blind shut. So after the peeping Tom incident, we found out originally about the peeping Tom. We started getting ghetto, like, I know I'm not calling anyone ghetto for doing this. We started putting up blankets and sheets over our blinds and closing them real good because we were so freaked out. And 3 young women living together, you know, just shouldn't feel uncomfortable in their own home, and we did. You know, we felt so uncomfortable. And the fact that the police really couldn't do much because we didn't have evidence, I mean, they saw evidence of handprints on my window that were not mine or my roommates, because we have my hands look big right now, but they're really not. They're really tiny. No, I'm saying they're a bit smaller than my husband's by far. My best friend's hands are tiny because she's itty bitty, and my other friend's hands are small. Like, so they were not our hands, and no man we knew would come in and out of the back doors. Our guy friends would come in our front door. Like, we never had them come in our back door. And you know, we've had friends stay with us multiple times because we were so scared, so freaked out, and in that time, I think the freakiest thing was to know that this person was creeping on me and my boyfriend at the time. Like, for all I know is that poor Jake, you know, his pictures of him naked all over the internet. Sorry, Jake, to talk about you on, you know, great friends, still love you to death. You know, poor Jake, you know, God knows, he's probably all over the internet. I'm probably all over the internet. My roommate's probably all over the internet because somebody decided to take it upon themselves to ruin my privacy, to make me uncomfortable in my own home. So after we went and cleaned that apartment and we moved out, I mean, we moved out quick because we moved down the block pretty much to an upstairs apartment. We moved out quick. We were so freaked out by the situation that we just fucking moved out. Sometimes you just go, shush, shush, shush. Sorry, he barks when people. Sometimes it's just like, you know, we didn't want to be home alone certain nights. And I was still dating the same guy around the time when I moved into the new apartment. But it just freaked me out because it took my privacy. It took my wanting to be home alone away from me. Now, even when I'm home alone and I live on a 3rd story, I'm still scared. Because God knows if I'm going to change in front of my own, like, bedroom, someone's going to peep in, but they really can't. But yeah, so that's that. Word to the wise, if you feel really uncomfortable about something and you know someone's creeping you out, definitely get a dog. I'm telling you, having a dog, small dog, big dog, anything that will alert you, and make friends with your neighbors, because if we wouldn't have made friends with the guys that lived behind us, like the 2 gentlemen that lived behind us, we would have never known that the girls down the street robbed us, and we would have never known that it was it was a black-haired, heavy-set Hispanic male, you know, peeping on us. And it's just, you know, just be safe. Protect yourself. Protect your home. Don't change in front of your windows. You know, don't walk around nude if you can help it. I mean, if you live on a bottom floor, and if you do, make sure your blinds are securely shut. Also, invest in a home security system like a bat or something. I don't know what you women want to use or you males want to use, but just remember, you know, that there are creeps out there in the world. Yeah, so that's my story about how I had a peeping Tom. I mean, I've had a stalker too. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys and kind of enlighten some women that if you feel uncomfortable in your home, make sure to call the police. If they can't do much right away, as long as you've contacted them and you've set the ball in motion, you'll be 110% taken care of by the police, because they'll get an incident report and they'll like get a hold of you if anything. But other than that, thank you guys for watching my channel and putting up with my orangey hair. That won't be orange anymore after tomorrow, I promise. But have a great evening. And thanks for watching as always.